Hi, I'm Nick Cheranich. I am with the Napa Sierra Club Group on the executive committee. I also volunteer with the Schools for Climate Action Group. I am a recently retired teacher, having worked with the Napa Valley Unified School District for 20 years. I came upon this regenerationnapcounty.org site and found that it was a great way to really reduce one's own emissions and even know, first of all, how many emissions do I actually emit in the first place? What is my carbon footprint? And by, I think, taking individual action and reducing your own carbon emissions, then that empowers you to go out and be more activistic, trying to get policy changed at the local, state, and federal level. These go hand in hand for sure. All right, here we are at the regenerationnapcounty.org website. Before you join the challenge, I just wanted to show you, if you scroll down here, this gives you basically 3 different instructions. You're going to first create your profile, but that's going to be where you're going to calculate how many carbon emissions you and your household will emit into the atmosphere, and then you'll take these actions that will reduce your carbon emissions, and I'll show you a few that you can do right away that reduces it amazingly fast. Some of them are so easy you can do, come back to it here and there, and then I'll show you what kind of teams you can join to make this a collaboration with other people and actually make it fun. Once you get signed up, you can either do that or join the challenge. So you'll sign in, basically. You'll do an email password and, the usual things. Hopefully you're not a robot. And you don't have to have occasional updates, etc. But you do want to click on this by agreeing to the terms. All right, I just wanted to sign in to my page because I've already done this, and I just wanted to show you this is what it will eventually look like. Hopefully, I have 22,000, almost 23,000 points. Each point is equal to 1 pound of CO2 and 10 gallons of water reduced per year. I've completed 38 actions. There's 70 actions, 72, and the designer, web designer, keeps adding them. And this gives me an indication of how much money I'm saving. And I'll go over a lot of this, okay? But first, let's just go to where what you're going to see first is going to your energy profile. And this is where you're going to calculate essentially how many tons of CO2 and water that you waste. And from that, it creates a benchmark or carbon footprint. So here are the various categories that our households utilize energy for, and we're going to calculate from each one, basically clicking on some buttons and such to understand our carbon footprint. I don't think I have to go through every one. I will maybe just show you. It's pretty easy. In appliances, I just had one little thing to show people that somebody was confused on. If you go down here and it asks what kind of clothes dryer do you use, you either have a choice of gas dryer, electric dryer, or I'm not sure. Now, some of you might already be hanging your clothes on a clothesline to dry, and that button is not available to say I don't use a dryer. So I would just recommend clicking I'm not sure, because there will be an action later that you can click on that allows you to say I will be going to, or I have gone to clothesline and I will not be using a dryer. So that was just one slight confusion. Again, if you're using dryers, go ahead and click whatever. But if you're not using a dryer, I would click I'm not sure. You could stop this right now and do these, but I'm going to spend a little time when you get to utility info. So why don't you go ahead and pause this and do these. Okay, we're at the category called utility info. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you. Down here, you're going to, hopefully you're going to find out how much electricity and gas you use. And the best way to do that is to click on Add My Data. Now, you will have to have a PG&E user account from their website. So that means basically signing up for the PG&E website, which is easy enough to do. Maybe you've already got an account with them on their website. But if you do that now, you can utilize it later as well. Now, you don't have to. They say you can actually hand enter your data below if you know it. I don't know if anyone knows that, and plus that would be very time consuming. But they can estimate your energy use if you don't want to go and do all this. But I am going to show you, it's slightly confusing. You click on Add My Data. Again, you already have a PG&E account. Maybe you could pause this and go there and do that. It is taking a while for it to load. This shows you up here that it's actually working. And I just want to show you, then you would put in your email address, customer email address for PG&E, and choose your utility, and I'm guessing it's PG&E for you. And then it gives you the PG&E username and the PG&E password that you created. Then you have to sign this and authorize PG&E by clicking this to upload the data. And it's very useful, so I would highly recommend doing that. If I go back now to that part, then you're done with utilities, and you can basically go on your own for the rest, because it's pretty easy to do. By the way, this is what it will look like after you've had all that information uploaded. Okay, at the end of all this, after you've gone through transportation, food waste, be sure to click Save and Exit. And like I said before, you do not have to go back into this part where you have already estimated your carbon dioxide usage. Don't go back and click anything after you have completed an action that you think you should change, because that's what I did, and it really messed up my numbers. Okay, so save and exit, and we'll go now to actions. By clicking on this, you get to actions. Okay, here we are, actions. And these are the tasks that you can do that will help reduce your carbon emissions. So here are all actions. If you scroll down just a little bit, they have the getting started actions that will give you a few, but here's all 72. And anytime you complete one, you get a little check mark up here, and ones that you haven't done and maybe eventually will do or not do will have this, and you can always click on them. So like I said, I'm going to show you probably the one that will help you reduce your carbon emissions the most right off the bat, choose green electricity. So when you go there, click on that, and this is one that I have to show you because it's slightly complicated and annoying. It can be annoying. Okay, one thing I really like about this website is that it gives you a lot of information for each action about why that action is important to do, and different kind of information for each one. And you will see that each subsection in an action you'll mark as completed and gives the date, that sort of thing. And like I said, this one is a little strange, mainly because it's not the fault of this website, it's more of the one down here called MCE, and I'll talk about that. You're going to oh good, they finally kind of highlighted this. This is where you're going to go. You're going to the company that allows us to buy electricity via PG&E that is renewable is called MCE. That's Marin Clean Energy. And they need your permission to go 100% on PG&E's website. So you click on that link there. And again, it does take a while. Oh, you go here. Okay. All right. Now this is where it gets confusing. Maybe they've changed it now. Sign me up. Oh, okay. So you have to then give the PG&E account number, your last name, zip code, okay, and then you're going to go to next. I have found my PG&E ID, whatever, and then I've gone to the next page, and it's like select all, whatever, you know, it's kind of crazy. Put your phone number in, but look, what you have to do is actually scroll down and then finish this and then click on next. Now, it won't let me do that because I'm already active in the enrollment, so I can't do anything. But I think that was the craziness where nobody knew what to do here. And again, that's not on regenerationnapa.org, that's on MCE's website. It is not at all obvious. When you're done with this, you can pause this, and then I'll meet you back at the various different actions. Now, there's another category thing where you could just go with the actions that are getting started, or anything dealing with transportation right away. You want to do those. And then if you're a teacher or something like that, you can click Youth Friendly, and these are ones in which students could possibly do with their parents at home, that sort of thing. I mean, see, these can be so easy, adjusting the thermostat. And again, every time you go into one of these, it gives you an education on why it's important. And a lot of these are just understanding what climate change is. And I've completed these, and you get points and that sort of thing. There's one called Offset Air Travel that is kind of interesting. And you can only do that if you fly. And if you can calculate what your average flights are in length, you could possibly put it here. Now, again, it gives some good education, how it works, why you should do it, and you can only do it, again, for flying. Regeneration website offers this particular offset company, TerraPass. If you want to have a list of various ones that you can use, you can go down here and click just green. But I use this one, and I have vetted it. Just click on this for individuals. I did one. They give you so many different things that you can do. The one I did was I subscribe to one. In other words, I spend $5 a month $5 a month, and they will offset 1,000 pounds per month. And so that's kind of cool because it means 6 tons per year. And that's way more than what I actually fly, but I'm just doing it because it's easy for me. I can afford that, and they just charge you from your credit card. So otherwise, you can do these other ones that you choose. You can do one just for the flight you're taking. You tell them how many miles you are going to fly. You can buy it, say, for $40. So just wanted to show you that because that one's pretty interesting. And once you complete that, it will ask you how many miles of air travel will you offset, and that was easy enough for me. I'm going to offset all 6,000. Remember, when we were in our benchmark at the beginning, it did have transportation. It did talk about how many miles on average do you fly per year, and I'm able to offset all of my air travel miles by these offsets, even more so. That's why my total in emissions reduced is so large. Okay, so that was just another one that I wanted to show you. Then I'll go back to where after you've done a few actions, and I hope you'll do a few and then stop and then come back and stop and then come back. It took me maybe several hours over time to do some. So this, I think, is pretty interesting. I have, let's see, I think if you scroll down, here's my impact. I spew 7.9 tons, metric tons of CO2 emissions. And it gives you a breakdown of my traveling, cars and trucks. I spew 2.4 tons. My food and waste, and my air travel, and just heating my house during the winters, 2.6. So the total that I emit is 7.9, and it gives you comparisons. And we want you to try to get down to 2 tons. And I, like I said, mainly because of that offsetting, which is a cheat in a way, have actually gone into negative emission territory, which is, a joke because there's no way I'm actually not emitting, but the math shows that I am. I think that one is an important one, and that shows how many tons I've reduced, and that's how many points that equals. So I'm going to just quickly end by showing you one last thing about this, is that you can join a team. If I go to my region, you'll see that this is Napa County. Again, it does take a while. You can see that things are happening up here with the, it's trying to find the page somewhere. By the way, there are about 30 cities or counties in the United States that are using this, from Hawaii all the way to Maine. I've mentioned I'm in contact with the designer, and she says it's growing by leaps and bounds. Okay, so we see that there are these right now. These are called communities, and so within communities there are teams. So what you could do is, if you had friends in your neighborhood, or just friends from workout or whatever club that you might belong to. I belong to the Napa Sierra Club. You could make that a community, And it's pretty easy to do. You have these icons here. You could click on My Community Group over here on the left. And then if you want to, if that's a large community, then you could subdivide that community into a team. So for example, if you're a teacher, maybe you could have your school as a community, and then each teacher's classroom or even period could be a team. And what's cool about this is that, like I said, it has gamification principles. So when you see that Napa Climate Now has 41,000 points, whoa! Napa Sierra Club, we were dominating for a while. Now they have surpassed by 10,000 points. Uh-oh, I'm going to get my group to get going. And I can send emails and things like that. If you're with the Napa Sierra Club, you can join the community of Napa Sierra Club. You don't have to make a team or join a team. You can, if you're with Napa Climate Now, go ahead and join their community. I think the way in which you join a community and then make your own team is from your home page. I think it will say join a community, and then from that you can join a team. And you can communicate. Up here, if I go to, I'll go back to, let's go to my team. Let's just see what that looks like. And whoever decides to make the team or the community, you would be the person in charge of that. My team only has 2 members. Myself, I did most of these points, by the way. You can invite team members. You can put your logos up here, and then you can actually create posts that will communicate. You can manage team members, so there's a lot of things to do there. That's pretty cool. I think lastly, I want to show you down here policies. Some of you might want to know what, maybe how this website is using your information. But what I wanted to know is, what is the evidence that they have, and how do they know how many pounds this is and that is? Okay, so what I found out is if you click on documentation, documentation discusses where the source of their calculations are coming from. Okay, so that was interesting to me. I just wanted to see and learn more about it, because some of these links are pretty interesting. Okay, well, I think that's it. Good luck. And I really don't mind if you contact me. Again, my name is Nick Cheronich, and I am with the Sierra Club, but my email is ncheronich@yahoo.com, and I'll have this hopefully somewhere. So thank you, and good luck, and great for you for trying to save the planet. And I think if you do this, you're going to see the benefit of it, and then become more inclined to hopefully get out there and do even more activism and tell more people about it. All right, see you. Bye.